Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare
Radha Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna everyone. So today is 26th of September. It is Tuesday. It is Hrishikesha Masa or Bhadra Masa, Sukla Paksham, and the Dwadasi Tithi. So there are two Vaishnava events today. So one is to break the fast for Ekadasi between 6:52 and 10:51. And another event's appearance day of Shri Vamana Deva. And that is 15th incarnation of Krishna. And then another event is Srila Jiva Goswami's appearance day. So we shall read a few lines about Vamana Deva and Srila Jiva Goswami. So about Vamana Deva, it is the dwarf incarnation. It is Panchadasham Vamanakam Krutva Gadadharam Balehe Padatram Yachamanaha Prachadistu Tripistapam. Panchadasham, this is 15 incarnation. Vamanakam Krutva Gadadharam Balehe Padatram Yachamanaha Prachadistu Tripistapam. So thinking that I wanted only 3 feet of land, and then in such a way he came to Bali Maharaj and then asked, and he occupied entire cosmic manifestation, all the universe, and then he sent Bali to down to Rasatala or Patala, and then he has given Rasatala as a kingdom to Bali for his humility. So the story goes like this. So once upon a time, Indra, so I'm just telling in a summary way. So Indra, he was enjoying in his Indra Bhavana. So at that time, Durvasa Muni enters, but Indra, due to his sense gratification, he neglects his spiritual master. Durvasa Muni, so he gives some flower garland and then he ignores a little bit, negligently he takes that one and then he gives to his elephant. So that is one thing. And he was in Indra Sabha. At that time, Durvasa Muni, he curses Indra that you would lose all your opulences. That is one incident. And in second incident, when Indra was in his palace and enjoying in the sense gratification, at that time his spiritual master comes into the Indra Sabha. At that time, Indra, he could not stand up from his throne. And then Bruhaspati looking at that and he felt insulting, because as soon as spiritual master comes, we have to stand up whatever the position we are in and offer our obeisances. And then Bruhaspati, he left that palace without talking anything and without saying anything. And then later on, Indra, he came to his senses and he acknowledged, and then he tried to find his spiritual master, but he couldn't find. Bruhaspati is hidden somewhere. So that is Indra's unfortunate thing. So he lost his guru's mercy. And then later on, at the same time, the Bali, who has got his spiritual master, Sukracharya, and he pleased Sukracharya, and then he got benedictions that Sukracharya given a benediction that I will make sure that you get the Amaravati as your kingdom. And then in such a way, he performs some yajna for Bali, and then he was very powerful with his guru's mercy. Once again, we need to understand it is spiritual master's mercy on Bali. And then he went to Indra and then he defeated and he got the kingdom, Amaravati. Now Indra is bereft of all his opulences. And then Bali, without any further fight, Indra has gone somewhere in the Himalaya mountains, in the some Sarovara, and he hidden himself in the stem of a lotus flower. So looking at that pitiable situation, Indra's mother, Aditi Mata, she was so compassionate towards his child. At that time, Kashyapa Muni came to Aditi Mata's home, and then Aditi Mata pleased him, and then he has instructed perform Payovrata. The Payovrata is only taking milk only for 12 days. And then Aditi Mata exactly followed. Here once again, husband is also spiritual master, following the instructions of a husband exactly without any second thought. And Aditi Mata followed exactly whatever husband instructed and worshipped husband. And later on, Vishnu has appeared in front of Aditi Mata on the 12th day and saying that, "Oh mother, before you ask anything, I would like to take birth in your room." So that is one benediction that Aditi Mata has got. So everything is, if we see, it is the spiritual master's blessings. Either he is in the directly spiritual master or a husband, like that. And then Mahavishnu gave benediction that I will be appearing as a Vamana Dev. And then, so that is the day, and today, that is Vamana Dev appearance day, that 12th day of Shukla Paksha of Bhadra Masa. And then in such a way, as soon as he took birth, and then he was going as a little boy, there at the time, all the demigods, Brahma has come and he has given Kamandala, and Surya Dev come, and then he has given Chhatra, and Bhavani or Durga Devi, she has come, and then she has given a bowl to beg for alms. So, and like some other demigod gave deer skin. Likewise, all the demigods, they have come and given all those things. And taking the boy, a Vamana Deva in the dwarf incarnation, he went to Bali, where Bali was performing all the sacrifices, and he asked for 3 footsteps of land. So that is going to be my entire universe. Even though he says, Bali Maharaj, without any consideration of, to discuss further, he has given his words. And then Sukracharya, he says that it is none other than Vishnu, don't give. Even you can lie, but still here, Bali, as the being a devotee of Krishna, so he has given. It is here once again, he did not care for spiritual master, but here in the matter of Krishna consciousness, or as being a devotee of Vishnu here. So because of that, he lost his opulences. And then even Sukracharya was trying to help him, but he has given those land, 3 footsteps of land. And then Vamana has occupied entire Bhumandala with 1 footstep, entire space with another foot. And then he grown up. And then he occupied it, and he has given that Amaravati and those to Indra. And then for the humility of Bali, he has given Rasatala, and he became a doorkeeper of Rasatala. So he now Bali is having all the Vamana Dev. So that is the Vamana Dev's appearance day. And Jiva Goswami about it. So there are a few lines about Jiva Goswami from ISKCON Desertry. So when Sri Gaurasundara came to Ramakeli, Sri Jiva was blessed by having darshan of his worshipable Lord. Though he was just a baby at the time, placing the dust of his lotus feet on the child's head, Mahaprabhu indicated him to be the future sovereign preceptor of the Gaudiya Sampradaya. As he got a little older, Srila Jiva took up the worship of the deities of Sri Ramakrishna. He would carefully decorate them and offer bhoga and arati, serving them with his full attention. Even in his play, whatever games he played were connected with Sri Krishna's pastimes. While studying under the local Panditas, he became proficient in grammar, poetry, and rhetoric, and someone suggested to Jiva to go to Navadvipa. Thus, Sri Jiva set out for Navadvipa with a group of pilgrims, and these Sri Jiva met with Nityananda Prabhu. Sri Jiva spent some days with Nityananda Prabhu, touring the 9 islands of Navadvipa. Then, as ordered by Nityananda Prabhu, he set out for Kasi or Varanasi, where he studied Vedanta under Sri Madhusudana Vachaspati, a disciple of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And from here, Sri Jiva set out for Sri Vrindavana, where he received shelter at the lotus feet of his 2 uncles, Sri Rupa and Sanatana. Sri Rupa began to teach him Srimad Bhagavatam. After initiating him with the divine mantra, Rupa engaged him in the service of Sri Radha Dhamodara, fashioned by Rupa Goswami's own hand. So likewise, Sri Jiva Goswami, he is our sovereign preceptor of the Gaudiya Sampradaya. So his appearance day is also today. So that is from Vaishnava events perspective. So we shall quickly enter into Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Dharma, the personified Dharma, he is roaming on the earth on only one leg, and he came upon the mother cow, who is the personified form of earth. And due to Mother Earth's lamentation, Dharma was asking questions, inquiries. So he has been asking a few things, and then in the yesterday's session, he was putting the questions: "O Mother Earth, O cow, are your lamentation is due to that all the women and children are unprotected on the Earth planet because they are exploiting these children and the women due to the unscrupulous men, and then all the Brahmanas, so they are going to be deviated from their Brahminical culture. Is that the reason? Or Brahmanas, they are taking the shelter of the Kshatriyas who are already fallen Kshatriyas. So is that the reason that you're lamenting for that? So in such a way, Arakshamanaha striha Vurvibhalan Sochasi Ato Purushadaihi Eva Atan Vacham Devim Brahmakule Kukarma Brahmanye Rajakule Kulagrayan. So likewise, Dharma was asking, and further today, Suta Goswami is saying that Dharma is further, he is asking about the how the natural affairs of the state. Due to this Kshatriya Bandhun, who are for all the relatives of Kshatriyas, but they are not Kshatriyas. So because of their negligence and Kali's symptoms are more prominent at the time, the state affairs are are diminished. They are in the disorder. So for that reason, are you lamenting? So Dharma is saying to Mother Cow. And then due to these disorders, people in general, they eat here and there, and they drink here and there, they live here and there, and then they engage in the sexual intercourses here and there, just like dogs. And because of that reason, are you lamenting without any proper following proper religious principles? Likewise, Dharma is inquiring from Mother Cow. So we are in the first canto, chapter number 16, verse number 22. Kim Chatra Bandhun Kalina Upasplustan Rashtani Vataihi Avaropitani Itastato Vashana Panavasaha Snana Avyaya Unmuka Jivalokam. Kim Chatra Bandhun Kalina Upasplustan. O Mother Cow, or Chatra Bandhun Kalina Upasplustan, because all these Kshatriyas or the politicians, they are bewildered due to the influence of the age of Kali. These are Anuvatti administrators of the state. So are you lamenting for that reason? Kim Chatra Bandhun Kalina Upasplustan Rashtraniva Taihi Avaropitani. This is very clearly mentioned. We see nowadays how these state affairs are going on. Rashtraniva Taihi Avaropitani. Avaropitani is put into disorder by these Chatra Bandhus, or so-called politicians. Rashtrani, the state affairs, by them, it is put into Avaropitani, put into disorder. For that reason, you are lamenting. Itastato Vashana Pana Vasaha Snana Avyaya Unmuka Jivalokam. Or Itastato Itaha Tataha, here and there, Va Ashana Pana Vasaha, by accepting footstep, drinking, and residence, and then snana, vyavaya, and sexual course. So asana, pana, vasaha, snana, vyaya. So vyavaya. So these are the 5 things they do. Unmukha jiva lokam, they are inclined to do here and there without following any proper religious principles. Itah tato va ashanapana vasaha snana vyavaya unmukha jiva lokam. For that reason you are lamenting. Likewise, dharma is inquiring from mother cow. Kim chatra bandhun kalina upusprustan rashtani vataihi avaropitani itastato va ashanapana vasaha snana vyavaya unmukha jiva lokam. So translation for this verse. The so-called administrators are now bewildered by the influence of this age of Kali, and thus they have put all state affairs into disorder. Are you now lamenting this disorder? Now, the general populace does not follow the rules and regulations for eating, sleeping, drinking, mating, etc., and they are inclined to perform such anywhere and everywhere. Are you unhappy because of this? And purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There are some necessities of life on a par with those of the lower animals, and they are eating, sleeping, feeding, and mating. The bodily demands are for both the human beings and the animals, but the human beings has to fulfill such desires does not like any desires not like animals, but like a human being. A dog can mate with a bitch before the public eyes without hesitation, but if a human being does so, the act will be considered a public nuisance. The person will be criminally prosecuted. Therefore, for the human being, there are some rules and regulations, even for fulfilling common demands. The human society avoids such rules and regulations when it is bewildered by the influence of the age of Kali. In this age, people are indulging in such necessities of life without following the rules and regulations. And this deterioration of social and moral rules is certainly lamentable because of the harmful effects of such beastly behavior. In this age, the fathers and the guardians are not happy with the behavior of their wards. They should know that so many innocent children are victims of bad association awarded by the influence of this age of Kali. We know from the Srimad Bhagavatam that Ajamila, an innocent son of a Brahmana, was walking down a road and saw a Sudra pair sexually embracing. This attracted the boy, and later on, the boy became a victim of all debaucheries. From a pure Brahmana, he fell down to the position of a wretched urchin, and it was all due to the bad association. There was but one victim like Ajamila in those days, but in this age of Kali, the poor innocent students are daily victims of cinemas which attract men only for sex indulgence. The so-called administrators are all untrained in the affairs of a Kshatriya. The Kshatriyas are meant for administration, as the Brahmanas are meant for knowledge and guidance. The word Kshatrabandhu refers to the so-called administrators or persons promoted to the post of the administrator without proper training by culture and tradition. Nowadays, they are promoted to such exalted posts by the votes of the people who are themselves fallen in the rules and regulations of life. How can such people select a proper man when they are themselves fallen in the standard of life? Therefore, by the influence of the age of Kali, everywhere, politically, socially, or religiously, everything is topsy-turvy. And therefore, for the sane man, it is all regrettable. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada is explaining how one must be trained before he entering into the state affairs. Otherwise, by the influence of the age of Kali, so he will be bewildered and he doesn't follow, he will fall down. So here, before itself, in the previous verses, due to the influence of age of Kali at the time, Suta Goswami says this is happening only for the people who are not Krishna consciousness. aprati buddha chetasam. So it is impacting only non-Krishna conscious people only. It is not, if he's a Krishna conscious, Kali doesn't touch them. So they are always under protection of Krishna. So likewise here Dharma is asking, inquiring from Mother Cow, all these things. Kim chatra bandhun kalina upasrustan rashtranivataihi avaropitani itastato va ashanapana vasaha snana avyaya unmuka jivalokam. Okay, we shall quickly enter into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is letter to Balimaddan, October 4th, 1969, Tettenhurst Park. Okay, so I shall read this letter. Or if okay, letter is shared. So dear devotees, anyone would like to read this small letter?
I'll read, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
My dear Balimardan, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of your nice poetry. These words are very appropriate for my Maharaj. Your sentiment and nice words are worthy to be offered to my Guru Maharaj. I am quite unfit for such words. Whatever I am doing, it is due to the work of my Guru Maharaj. Actually, he is the power of behind me, and I am only instrument. But anyway, I am very much I very much appreciate your understanding of Krishna consciousness movement, and I wish to publish this poetry in Back to Godhead. I am also very glad to learn that you have got a house also. It is all Krishna's grace, and that so quickly you have established a center in Japan, which I cherished for a long time. Please convey my blessings to Sudhama and keep me informed your activities regularly. I am sending herewith a copy of photograph recently taken by Gurudas, and I hope you will like it. Your ever relation, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Any takeaway points, Prabhuji, here?
Yes, Prabhu. The main takeaway point is Srila Prabhupada is so always he does not always so grateful to his Guru Maharaj, and always he doesn't take any credit of anything, although he has done so much for us, but he never took any credit. He thinks always his Guru Maharaj's mercy and Krishna's mercy. That's my takeaway point from Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Any other comments, dear devotees?
Hare Krishna. Actually, Prabhupada disciple was a scholar. He will write some poetry, and Prabhupada mentioned this thing will Prabhupada happy, and he was mentioning his Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj will be happy for this thing. So, and other point is house in Japan for have a ISKCON temple for this thing. Prabhupada will be happy on this thing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So it is all the mercy of Guru Maharaj. So that is very, very important. What is we are all instruments of Guru Maharaj and the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and all Guru Parampara. Okay, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Okay, so any other comments, dear devotees? Okay. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. I don't want to comment on this lecture, Prabhu, but I just wanted to ask a doubt, like the abode of Bali Maharaj and Vamanadeva is Sudala, Prabhu, or Jasatala?
So Bali Maharaj, when he was put here, Lord, with his foot on top of the Bali, he went to Patala. And because he was so humble, and then he has given Rasatala for him as his kingdom. It is so beautiful than the heavens. So that is what it is mentioned. And Vamana became is a doorkeeper as well. And also Bali has got all association of Vamana Deva.
Yes, but I read that Rasatala is for Daitya's abode and Sutala is for Bali Maharaj, and Vamanadeva stays there in Sutala.
Yes, Mother. Yes. I think you are right, possibly. Yes. So I think, possibly you're right, Mataji. Yes, it is maybe Sutala. But anyway, I'll confirm it later.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I just wanted to ask that.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for correcting me.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Just to know about this is the Martalok, and down is a degradation as a Shutala, Patala, Rashatala. Everything is degrading their the happiness people can enjoy their life is a degradation. And if we are going to up, for example, Sargalok, Tapalok, Gyanalok, Brahmalok, everywhere, other places, life, the human life will be higher and their enjoyment is higher. So how it can be higher in Rashatal or Talatal, how it will be higher? Can you give some explanation?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So that is a very intelligent and technical question. So the 14 planetary systems, so each, if we are going from bottom to top, so each planet is 10 times bigger than the bottom one. So from that, if we go a little bit up, the upper planet, Bhuloka, Bhorloka. Bhorloka is 10 times bigger than that. On top of it, Swarloka, like that. It is 10 times bigger than that. So that is the structure. If we go down and then all these Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Patala, so they are going down in terms of the size. That is the structure of the universe. But when it is coming to the size of the living entities, if a living entity, if we see a little ant, if it got say one small house, it may feel a little bit, and if it comes to our human house, it feels like it is a big universe for it. So on that basis, if they're going down towards, just I'm telling, but I have not come across yet to explain technically. If the living entities are smaller, even though it is smaller than the earth, but it appears like a bigger for those living entities. That is what I felt. But I have not seen those descriptions yet. These bottom planetary systems clearly to explain. If I come across, I shall explain that one to you, Prabhuji, later on.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. And from the announcements perspective, so I think this week we are in the Bhadra campaign and our devotees are trying to distribute books. Kindly spread the message wherever it is possible to different groups and people, and encourage all the people to buy Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita books as much as possible, or to sponsor devotees. They do voluntarily, automatically, but if we influence other people, that would be very nice. So the Bhadra, apart from that, so many other events until end of this week. Okay, so we are starting once again our week, and coming Wednesday is our Kirtan evening at 8:30 p.m. Okay, that's all from announcement side from me. And the devotees, if you have got any further updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Okay, so if there are no further updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Hare Krishna, Hare
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 Bol.
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Happy-
Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत